Twitch.tv. This platform has gained over 1 million in average viewership and over 3 million active streamers in 2020 alone. Those are some big old fat numbers, my man. Now, this boom in popularity could be for a number of reasons, but I think the main reason probably has to do with how we're in a global pandemic and it's keeping everyone caged like animals for the last few months. So they got really nothing else to do except for beat their meat and watch other people play some video. Or both at the same time? I don't know. I don't know about that one. But beating meat aside, it's interesting to wonder what about Twitch is making it stand out amongst the other schlock out there on the internet. For those of you not familiar with the platform, here's the basic rundown. People live stream themselves doing things, and if you're popular, lucky, or have boobs, it's for money. Some stuff I like is music, painting, or my favorite, just talking. Because you'd be surprised what can fall into this category.
Hey, what the f are you doing?
If all goes well, streamers get donations / paid subscriptions to support themselves and stay streaming consistently. You can actually make some pretty decent money with just being entertaining, involving your chat, or just being a female with a well thought out wardrobe. I mean, like, seriously, it's insane how much money some of these Twitch.gamer girls are making. Like, it's wild. So I know what you must be thinking. This platform sounds way too good to be true. Like, really cool, dude, but like, what's the rub here? In order for you to make any sort of money that would actually support you in full, you need to be popular, just like any content creator on the internet. And once you get popular on Twitch, money seems to come because out of all the people watching you, someone's gonna throw you a bone. And some people like the streamer Too Mad, he's popular and he involves donations from chat in his gameplay, which leads to some pretty funny shit. And for some of these streamers, they really deserve their support, while others...
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, not so much. But, I mean, come on, how hard is it to really get popular on Twitch? Well, from what I've heard, it seems to be virtually impossible. Because streams with 0 viewers on Twitch just get hidden underneath the hundreds of thousands of other streamers with more than 0. Therefore, a lot of these streamers just never get seen. And I know the algorithm on Twitch has changed a bit, so it does help streamers with less viewers get seen, but overall, it's still going to be virtually impossible to grow just a following solely on Twitch, and we'll see more about that later in the video. It's just weird to think that there are like thousands of people out there streaming to not a single soul every minute of every day. Like, what is it like to stream to no one? They must not be happy, right? Like, when they're streaming to nobody, so how do they keep on going with it? A lot of questions here, so yeah, let's make a video. So my first streamer I talked to just happened to be a girl, and hold up, I know you must be thinking, Cephas, you must be a simp. Why would you immediately talk to a girl first, dude? What the simp alert, bro? Cringe. Well, let me tell you, I randomly clicked on a stream out of the 0 viewer streamers. I promise it wasn't because I subconsciously clicked on a cute girl. I promise you. Or maybe I did, whatever, dude. So this is Iguanable. She started as a cooking streamer a few years back, but then took a hiatus. Now she's back doing gaming. Now let me tell you, I did not have any idea really what to expect going into the 0 viewer streams. I thought they might talk to me, they might be more sad or just standoffish, but I was pleasantly surprised by like just how open this streamer was in talking about her specific experience. And also, she was the only one that actually talked to me on voice chat out of like 15 people, which was pretty awesome. So one super important thing that she told me was about a viewer that she had a while back that had serious self-esteem issues and depression.
But she came to the chat and she was fine in the beginning. She was like all normal and everything. But then she started like saying some pretty, I don't want to say like depressing things, but her self-esteem was very low. And one of my best friends was also on Discord with me at the same time, and we just literally started talking to her the whole time, and she was going about how like her family and her own personal life issues, and I was like, dude, you trust me enough to be talking to me like I'm your best friend of like 20 years. How?
And then did she ever like did it ever improve like her self-esteem and stuff like that?
I think she enjoyed that. she was getting more attention, because it sounded like she was kind of deprived of it. So when I started talking to her more, it sounded like she was pretty happy, like somebody actually paid attention to her. Because I think one of the topics we were talking about was like getting hookups and like sleeping with people, and she was this young girl, and I was like, dude, chill, you're fine. There's so many people in the world, you can't. She's like from Ohio, and I was like, you're an Asian in Ohio, like come to New York, I'll show you what it's like. She was like, I'm so lonely here, nobody like really likes me, I'm just like this tiny little Asian girl. I'm like, everything you told me make you sound awesome, like I'll be your friend. So I think she improved a little. I don't know how much, because I also haven't caught up with her in like a few weeks, and I really should. Thanks for reminding me. But I think maybe not like her, but I think some people go watch these smaller streams because they don't have anyone else to turn to.
Aguanable's viewer thought of her as a friend to confide in and told her that like she couldn't talk to people about this stuff in real life. And Aguanable was surprised that like her viewer was willing to open up to her with such like deep stuff without really knowing her. But that is like the beauty of smaller streamers, is because she did know Aguanable. Aguanable was honest with who she was and putting that out into the world. And that viewer really connected with that. So this is like one good part of the internet that we can still hold on to, is being able to connect with people like that. That viewer said that Aguanable really helped her and her self-esteem issues and depression issues, which is something she may not have been able to talk to with anybody else if it weren't for Twitch. Or it could have been because she goes on the internet too much, I don't know. But sometimes we lose sight of the beauty and the great connection the internet can bring, because we just see the terrible things that the internet just always has. And don't get me wrong, there are a lot of terrible things the internet brings as well. But this like genuinely warmed my heart, because recently I've been feeling kind of down, and the internet/social media, I feel like it's just making it worse. So it's really cool to get reminded that there are some really good parts of the internet. And it sounded like she genuinely enjoyed talking to this girl and being, well, her friend. And this is a main theme I found in most of the streamers that I talked to, was how much they valued interactivity with the people in their chat. Like this guy, Mini Blazes. He's just chilling, literally drinking some cold ones with the boys. Like there's no facade, there's no, oh shit, I wonder if this guy's doing this because it's like a publicity stunt in order to get more viewers. Nah, he's just chilling, and he just likes talking to people and his family. I mean, he seems pretty content with just that.
I have a full-time job. I'm manager of McDonald's. Like I said, I do this for fun. So 0 people show up, 1,000 people show up. I do it for fun. I'm not worried about numbers. If you want to become a streamer and you're worried about numbers, stop right there. Let me stop you in your tracks and say, don't do it.
Now, I know this is just first impressions, but generally speaking, the streamers that I talked to all really liked interacting with people. And that leads me to a key point that I want to make, is that Twitch has been getting some negative press recently, which, I mean, it seems kind of deserved. But at its core, it really can connect people in a unique way that other video sharing platforms just can't. And YouTube realized this and made YouTube streaming, because watching something live and being able to interact with it is pretty addicting to a lot of people. And that addiction definitely goes both ways, for the viewer and for the streamer for sure. The rush of being able to talk to people and also being the center of attention is super addicting. We are social beings, and Twitch gives us the ability to interact with people that we wouldn't be able to otherwise. This, along with the potential financial gains, makes streaming a very popular thing to do, so it attracts many new streamers every day. For instance, this Call of Duty streamer, Feels Up, has only been streaming and making videos for a few months. And even when I got into this guy's chat, there was no one there, and he was already talking, as if he had like hundreds of people watching him already. He was super happy and responsive when I started talking to him. Also, just generally a nice dude. It seems as though like new streamers are generally just happy and responsive because they're like raring to go. And this was definitely the case for the 2 other new streamers that I talked to, Real Trini Lopez and Okava, who actually both make music that you should definitely go check out. I'm going to put their links in the description below. And it was actually Real Trini Lopez's first time streaming, and he was just playing some guitar. And, you know, he said what attracted him to streaming in the first place is also the interactivity between the streamer and the viewer. Okava had been streaming for a bit longer, and he was also super nice. He was streaming a game called Super Smash Bros. Melee. I'm sure many of you are familiar with it. He also got the sickest combo that I just want to put in here. All three of these streamers seem to be just like super full of energy and vigor.
I think I've peaked around. I think I peaked at like 10 viewers. That's the most I've ever had. But other than that, I typically get like 3-4 viewers. But other than that, man, you can't pay attention to the numbers. You gotta play. You've got to talk to your partner that you're playing with, or if you're playing by yourself, you've got to just communicate as if you have 100 people watching you. And, you know, you'll get that one person who will jump in. They'll like what you're doing. They'll enjoy what you're doing.
Now, I know this is just first impressions, but generally speaking, the streamers that I talked to all really liked interacting with people.
You know, it's hard when you have like one viewer, you know? It's still chill to stream with and talk to one viewer. I could care less. I mean, I'd rather have 20 viewers that interact with me a lot than 800 that don't talk to me at all, you know? Why I do it? You know, it's really, for me, there's not a lot other stuff to do, you know? I mean, when you don't go places or when you don't get invited places, it's kind of the only thing I look forward to in the day. 2.5 years, about. Yeah, I've thought about quitting. All the time, actually. Then I realized it's a grind. I think of like if you stream for 20 years and still get one view, something wrong.
This kid had been streaming Minecraft or whatever he wants to really frequently for the last few years, but seems to only stream and doesn't make any other content.
A lot of like Twitch, I feel like they put people on browse, right? And I feel like a lot of the time they think that people with 1 or 0 viewers aren't entertaining to watch, so they don't put it on the browsing, which isn't true.
So that goes back to what I was saying at the beginning of this video about it being nearly impossible to gain a significant following on Twitch alone. Because in the case of Ramna34, he's probably just gotten buried below all of the already popular streamers for quite some time now. I think that newer streamers, like that Call of Duty streamer Feels Up, don't really see the depressing parts because they are so new, but the streamers that have been doing it longer, it seems, know the ups and downs that streaming to little to no people can actually have. So there's this other Super Smash Bros. Melee streamer, Campalamp, who had a small community solely dedicated to bringing Donkey Kong, a mid-tier to low-tier character in that game, up on the tier list by discovering new technology within that character, which I respect the hell out of because I love that game. Also, he made a sick as combo video with DK, which you can check out in the description. Definitely watch that shit. But this leads to how each of these streamers had their own Discord with a small amount of people talking about various things. Usually it was about the streamer in some capacity. In the case of Campalamp, it was a lot about Donkey Kong. I've noticed this with Twitch streamers and YouTubers as well, where they have a Discord for their own little community, which I think could be a bit much sometimes, but I think overall a pretty cool way to get people together to talk about niche subjects.
Yeah, totally. While the community even here is small, I've only been doing it for a little while, and we've come a pretty far way.
Twitch is just like entertainment like anything else, but what sets it apart from just watching someone play a game like on YouTube or something, which, don't get me wrong, I love watching that too, but it's the live chat aspect. Twitch chat is a language and culture of its own. It's very strange. For big streamers, it can go by a mile a minute. So you just have to see what the majority of people are spamming at the given time. Is it a page full of resident sleepers, or is it an endless hype train of PogChamps? I'm forgetting the video, but they said that for larger esports events, like EVO, yikes, Twitch chat acts like a stadium full of screaming fans, which is the best analogy that I would give to my parents probably. When it comes to individual streamers, remembering the live chat aspect is vital to a lot of people's success on the platform because of the power it holds. But there is a dark/sinister potential to the power of Twitch chat that I uncovered during the making of this video. And I was not expecting this at all. And that is the effect and how it can be used on small young streamers. Anyway, I'm not going to show this streamer, but while I was talking to him, I noticed he had a mod in his chat who was asking me to do like weird things, such as like just do push-ups. And I was like kind of put off by this, but I was like whatever at first. But so I asked if this mod in his chat made him do these things often, and he said yes, and that this mod had been there for months and was also just like a weirdo. He also said that one time the mod had him come into a Skype call with his buddies, and they like prank called someone or something, and it was like some old guy, and he was saying come over to his treehouse. I don't know, it was pretty sus. So I obviously told this kid to be careful and don't talk to strangers. I felt like I was this kid's dad, but the mod got really defensive and told me it was just like a joke or something, and I found out that the mod was like this 22-year-old dude. But eventually it was cleared up, and the Skype call was just like some voice prank, or they were just like messing with him or something, and the streamer told me that he Skypes with this mod all the time and that he's totally fine. So even though I don't think in this instance we had a predator on our hands, it was crazy to see how predators could use Twitch chat as a way to prey on children and how easily they could. I mean, this kid was looking at chat every 5 seconds and was much more self-conscious than the other streamers I talked to. It's because he's younger and Twitch chat has a huge effect on him. It's just scary to think that anyone can just go into a stream of a kid and start talking to them. Plus, it's built into practically every streamer's mind that pleasing chat is a very good way to get popular on Twitch. So this could definitely be used by predators. Therefore, parents should be careful at least with letting their kids use Twitch to stream in that regard. So overall, Twitch chat should not be taken lightly. It is hilarious, but it also has a lot of power at the same time. And that power has been harnessed by some of the smartest streamers who have opted to make chat a part of their experience. For instance, a very popular streamer, Ludwig, has chat play games, make music, and even tell them what to do. It makes them feel like they are part of something. Live chat is really the only thing that separates Twitch from other video sharing platforms. In theory, chat donates and reacts to help make content. Like I scratch your back, you scratch mine kind of deal. In theory, but for some streamers, the relationship is a bit more one-sided. The streamers that seem to only really use their chat for their own gain are the thoughty or the booby streamers. So here's a quick lesson on how to identify a Twitch thought or a booby streamer pretty easily, because they will always exhibit at least one of these characteristics. 1. Treat their chat like utter filth.
$5 a month. How do you have hours of time to watch me and not $5? All right, everyone in the chat's making me depressed with all their sad sob stories about how their life is over and they can't afford $5 a month.
Have mad simps in their chat that donate money regardless if they can afford to or not.
What?
Much love. Sorry, I haven't been around for a while.
Sending hate towards other creators that criticize them, or going after their sponsors.
And I will say, for this company to sponsor a video that's literally 20 minutes of talking shit about me, like no company should do that just about ever. Oh, is this a video where some random dude behind a VR machine calls a girl a thought for 20 minutes? Really want to put my logo on that one. Haha.
There is a video made by a YouTuber, It's a Gundam, making fun of Pokemon's viewers for being simps or whatever. And after this, Pokemon reacted terribly and not so subtly sent her army of simpies to mass dislike / report / witch hunt the guy. After this, Twitch staff temp banned Gundam off of Twitch for like, I don't know, like a week or two. Another notorious Twitch thought / booby streamer is Invader V, and she got in the news recently because she made a horrid statement pretty much saying that if you had the time to watch her stream, then you were and should feel obligated to donate to her.
$20, and the difference of $20 and eating a meal is in that $20. Like, that's where it is. But a sub is $5 at maximum. In whatever your currency is, it's maybe $10. And it doesn't matter how broke you are. If you have time to watch Twitch, you have $10, truly. If you don't have $10, you probably don't have time to watch Twitch because you should be working. You should be trying to earn money. It's not a ton. It's not like a ton of money. So being like, I'm broke, I can't afford to sub, that doesn't really track. What you mean to say is, I'm so irresponsible with my money, I can't support the entertainment that I enjoy.
And I mean, she made an apology video, but I think it was kind of half-assed, and I don't know, you can watch it yourself to make your own opinion. But I bring it up because the way these two streamers treat their chat is very important to a main point I'm trying to make in this video. I just found it interesting that these streamers who get mad donations and support from their chat and community would just treat them so badly. Pokimane used her chat / fanbase as a weapon to take away a man's source of income by going after It's a Gundam sponsors, where It's a Gundam simply made a video poking fun at her. And even if It's a Gundam did make a video that was just awful, undeserved bashing of Pokimane, I don't think she should use her chat as a weapon, because the key word here is that she's using them. And Invader V, who just gets so many donations and support in comparison to all the streamers I've talked to combined thus far, treats her fans like dog who should just feel obligated regardless of their financial situation in a pandemic to give her money on a free platform. It's kind of crazy if you think about it, man. So Twitch deciding to suspend It's a Gundam's channel is kind of a dark turn for the platform, but after making this video, I see that there are still a lot of good people out there streaming. And the good parts of Twitch are still there. It's just the company needs to understand that treating partners with special treatment, oh by the way, Pokimane is a partner, so openly is terrible for the platform's image. Especially when their partner is sending hate to someone who just was like poking fun at her and her viewers. We're living in a world here where people can't take any jokes, and anything that is remotely offensive, quote unquote, can be censored or taken down. But in the case of Twitch, it seems as though whoever's making them the most money seems to be in charge of what constitutes as offensive. So in my opinion, something needs to change at Twitch to make a more fair environment for the next wave, because there are so many great people on this website that when they get more popular, they deserve to be on a platform that is a fair place to be, and that will treat them well without favoritism. This video isn't meant to bash Twitch or its streamers. It's just to encourage change within Twitch, because I've met so many streamers that make me think that Twitch is worth something, you know? For every annoying entitled booby streamer, there are hundreds of genuine small streamers that just want to help your day be a little bit better. Like all these people that I met, they just care about the viewer in their chat. They don't think of them as a digit, they think of them as somebody that they can talk to, or even a friend, right? So I think that they deserve to be in a place of that will treat them well and fairly. So the zero viewer streamers didn't turn out to be a graveyard at all, but more like a small hub. So I guess this video's title might be a little bit misleading, but meeting all these streamers with small followings really showed me how a platform like Twitch that seems to really be taking a downward spiral recently with these DMCA takedown, favoritism, can still be really positive in people's lives and a great outlet for people, especially during these times of social isolation. So that's gonna do it for this video, people, but I urge you to please check out these streamers if you have the chance and the content they produce. I'll leave all the links to all their stuff in the description below. Also, making this video as a small content creator myself, it was very interesting and a good time to self-reflect on why I make content. So I want to say thank you to my subscribers, because we are now over 10. I know it's small, but thank you to over my 10 subs. You are all people and not just a digit.